lovelies. Let's work on a little bit of arm balancing. And even if you're new to arm balancing or even a little weary of it, that's okay. There's steps that you can take and you'll still get plenty of benefit even if your feet never come off the ground. I kind of think that the term arm balancing is a little misleading. I like the term core balancing because you're really trying not to dump all your weight into your arms, but rather you're engaging your core, these deeper core locks that in yoga we call the bandhas, and we're engaging and lifting out of our wrists, out of our hands, out of our arms with a deeper strength that kind of takes some of the pressure and weight off of our little hands and wrists. So we'll go through a few methods of kind of testing out those muscles, tapping into them, and then we'll play. We'll see where we go with it. You may want to have a block or a pillow, some cushions nearby, so that can serve as a little bumper zone. If you're falling all over the place, it can be helpful to have a soft space, a safe space. Start on your back. Draw your knees into your chest. All right, hopefully you guys are hearing me better with this new mic. And I do have some music jamming for myself. I'll put the playlist on the notes, the description, so that you guys can follow along, because right now I'm jamming to some Prince. Bring your knees up to about a 90-degree bend, so your knees are over your hips and your feet are active. Your ankles are flexed as though you're standing on a wall. Draw your belly button in and press your lower back into the mat. Staying active in your core in this midsection. Hands to your thighs and press your hands into your knees and then press your knees back into your hands. So you're pressing in both directions. Shoulders are staying down and belly button is pressing in. Holding and breathing here. It's an active pose. Everything is pushing. Sometimes you'll even get a little bit of shaking, and that's okay. Tell me if you want me to. I would die for you. I find that good music helps, especially in those tough times. So feel free to grab my playlist from Spotify or put on your own good jams that allow you to feel elevated while you're moving and grooving. You're still holding here. Bellies are in. Ooh, I'm getting those little shakes. Good. So it's like doing crunches, but you don't even have to round or hunch your back. You get to do kind of an isometric crunch. Pulling the belly in, pulling your spine towards the floor, pushing your hands into your knees and knees back into your hands. Ooh. And now squeeze your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Now, the thing with arm balance is that you're defying gravity. You're pushing up against gravity. So let's use gravity to our advantage for a moment. Let's do crow pose, but we'll do it on our back so that gravity helps us with it at first. And then we'll move from there. So consider that your hands will come up towards your ceiling, shoulders down into the floor. Wrists are flexed, like your hands are flat as though they're standing on the ceiling. Okay? And now pull your knees into your chest, big toes to touch, knees towards your triceps or perhaps even towards your armpits. And you'll see that your lower back, your sacrum will come off the floor. So it's a little bit of a crunch. And then bring your toes to tap back to the floor. Bring your knees back into your triceps or armpits. And bring your toes to tap to the floor. Crow crunches. Knees to armpits. Bring it back. Knees to armpits. Bring it back. On this next one, pull your knees up towards your armpits. And maybe you even release your toes. And with flexed toes, bring your toes to your wrists, to your forearms. And then release. Hug your knees into your chest. Whew. We're going to follow the same schematic, right? Of big toes touching, knees towards the armpits, hands flat, pushing down, shoulders drawing back and down. Same intention, but in a different relationship to gravity. So let's flip it around. Rolling all the way up to all fours. If you're newer to this and you want a little bit of an insurance plan, put a pillow or a block under where your head will be. And you may even want to bring a pillow or a block under where your feet will be. So you'll see how that plays into the pose in a moment. Fingers flat to the floor, fingers spread. Tuck the toes under, lift your knees and start to walk yourself forward into a little bit of a fold here. Knees can be bent. Notice if you're collapsing. See how I just collapsed my upper chest towards the floor, collapsing between my shoulder blades? See if I can puff up and instead push up between your shoulder blades and stay engaged in that upper back. As you bend your knees and bring your knees towards your armpits or your triceps, okay? Consider that you'll roll forward like a teeter-totter. So, let me stay in camera. That might be helpful. Think of a teeter-totter. As your weight comes forward, you don't have to flail your feet up. You'll come forward so much that your feet will just naturally rise up. See how that happens? Your feet are connected to you. They don't have a choice. If you come far forward enough, they're going to come with you. If this is a little tricky, put your head onto your block. And then, let's get the right placement. Then think of picking up one foot, maybe the other foot, maybe both feet, and you play here. Eventually, you take away the block. You won't need it. You might face plant. You're not far from the ground. You'll be okay. But a pillow or doing this in your yard or at the beach is always helpful too. If you're having a hard time getting your feet off the floor, put a block under your feet. So this will kind of help tip you forward. Knees into your armpits. Draw your belly in. Remember how we did on our backs? The belly button was in towards the spine. We're rounding and pulling our spine up towards the ceiling. Fingers are spread, pushing down into the floor with those hands. And maybe this tipping forward helps you to feel that little forward momentum that we need to take us into this crow. Eventually, you won't need your blocks. And you'll lean forward like a teeter-totter. Maybe one foot, maybe the other foot, maybe both feet. And maybe you even play with those heel taps or toe taps, toes to your wrist, and then bring it back. And you can play wherever you're at with your crow pose. Have fun. This is called bakasana, crow. Explore and have a good time with it. Whew, Todd. If you want to try another arm balance, let's try this one today. I'm going to take a sip of water. Come to any comfortable seated position and start steadying your breath. Your breath is a helpful tool for any pose, especially arm balances, so that you can keep regulating. Feet out in front of you. Start to draw your right knee into your chest, reaching a hold for your foot and your knee. Then maybe straighten out the left leg. And you can go a little side to side. Almost like you're kind of doing a washing machine movement here. If your hips are a little bit more open, you can take your foot to your inner elbow, your knee to your inner elbow, and grip your hands and pull your shin to your chest and sway it a little side to side. If your hips are not that open yet, watch one of my other videos specifically for hip openers, and that may help get you into position for this. Okay. Grab a hold of your right foot with both hands and bring it towards your belly button, staying nice and tall in the torso. Perhaps you'll start to move your foot up higher and higher and higher. Consider that this right leg is like a backpack strap. And we want to put that backpack over our arm, over our shoulder, right? So we'll take it in steps. See how far you're comfortably able to go. Heel towards your belly. Maybe heel towards your heart. Whenever your body tells you enough is enough, we listen, we respect that. We hang out in that spot. Maybe bring it up towards your third eye. Maybe towards the crown of your head. May all be happy. May all be free. Wherever you took it, grab a hold of your foot with your left hand and take your right arm under your leg, under your shin. Remember, this right leg is a backpack strap, and we're trying to put that backpack on over the shoulder. So maybe it comes up as high up as the bicep, and that's cool. You can hang out there. If it's available, get it up over that shoulder. Not at the expense of your foundation. Don't lift your tush. This is so sloppy. You just lifted half your roots off the ground. You're not going to be very stable. Keep your roots into the earth. We'll try compass pose first and lead that into our arm balance. Grabbing a hold of your foot with your left hand. Right hand down to the floor, out to the right. Extend your right leg as far as it'll comfortably go. If your hamstrings are on a little bit of a tighter side, they might stay a little bent, and that's okay. I also have a video for yoga leg stretches. You can check that out to lengthen out your hamstrings. Once you find your full expression, you twist and look to the left, towards that left elbow. Again, both sit bones are flush to the mat. Keep your roots grounded and get tall through your spine. Now looking forward, let your backpack come over your shoulder, over your bicep, wherever it goes, like so. Hands to the floor. Activate your feet. Foint, as they call it. It's not a point and it's not a flex. It's kind of both, a foint. As you push into your hands and feet, lift your hips. Now that can be tricky for some of us. So consider a little bit of a teeter-totter. Your weight's a little bit forward, your weight's a little bit back, and you find this happy medium between the two. Eventually you hook your right ankle and your left ankle. You can take your arms, I'll go this way so you guys can see the front angle. Hook, take your legs out to the right as you bend your elbows. So your arms become 90 degrees, just like chaturanga arms. And then we release, bring it all the way back up and release, shake it out. All right, so that's called astavakarasana, 8-angle pose. I'll show it to you on the other side. And I'll even show you a way of transitioning right into your vinyasa from there. So we'll take it step by step. Left ankle or left foot, I grab a hold with my right hand, knee with my left hand, sway it a little side to side. Maybe I go a little deeper into the inner elbows. Grabbing a hold of your foot, pulling it towards your belly button. Maybe you stop there, or maybe you reach up towards the heart, towards the third eye, towards the crown. Wherever you took it, find your full expression in compass pose. Right hand grabs the outside of the foot, left arm wraps underneath. Again, you're putting on your backpack. Left hand out to the left as you extend the leg and twist to the right, looking slightly upwards towards that right elbow. Sit bones on the earth, crown growing tall. You root and you rise. There's yin and there's yang. All right, releasing your leg over your arm as high up as you can get it, like your backpack. Flex those feet or point those feet. Pressing into your hands, a little lean forward, a little lean back. A little lean forward, a little lean back. Maybe there's even a lift of your tush as you hook your ankles. Take your legs out to the side as you bend the elbows, like chaturanga arms. You see that 90-degree bend. And then to release from here, you can straighten the arms. Unhook your feet. Take your right leg through, and your left leg is forward for what they call Koundinyasana B. So you can play with these different variations. Start with something simple like crow pose and work your way up. Get curious, have fun, explore your body. Thank you guys for joining. And if you have any requests, put them into the comments section. I love to take requests, whether it's for a specific pose or a specific body part. I love you guys. I'll see you when I see you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.